I'm Scott with Marc Mobility. Today we're going to go over how to change the colored shrouds on the Quantum Edge 3 Stretto, so stay tuned. Today we're going over how to change the colored shrouds on the Edge 3 Stretto. So for example, a customer ordered this one. They didn't want purple. They're getting black, so we're shipping the black to them. So I'm showing you how to change the shrouds. It's pretty straightforward all the way through. You shouldn't need anything crazy as far as tools go. But I'll go ahead and start with the easiest ones, and I'll show you the more difficult ones a little bit later. So I'll start with the wheel. I'm going to grab a flathead screwdriver. You can kind of pry these up. There's no tabs or anything. It's just held in place by some like sticky double-sided tape. So it should just kind of peel out. Just be careful to not flex it too much. I'm using a screwdriver to just kind of work some of the peeling off. There we go. Like I said, it's just some sticky double-sided tape. When you get your new ones in from the factory, you might have to peel a layer off of these. I'm not entirely certain, but that's how these come off. Pretty straightforward. Next, we're going to do this front plate here. I recommend taking it off. It's a lot, well, you have to take it off to get to the screws, but to take it off, you're going to squeeze these two levers in and just kind of lift up because there's little tabs down here, and go ahead and take it off. So here's our front plate here. On the other side, you'll see some flathead or some Phillips screwdrivers. You're going to take out these two right here and these two right here. You shouldn't need to do these. So we'll go ahead and take these four out. So once those four screws are out, you can see the shroud just kind of pops out. When you get the new shroud in, again, you'll just have to line up these four. So I can get it on, flip it over. It fits in really well, and just screw your four screws in. Now that the shrouds are back on, we're going to attach this plate again. We're going to line up those two tabs in the bottom, push it forward, and then flip those two tabs out. And we're back on. And then one other shroud to remove is just this back piece. That sounded bad, but it was just this Velcro popping. That's all it is, just Velcro. So just pop that out, stick the new one in, and push down on that Velcro. Then we're good to go. Next is this rear plate. We're gonna go ahead and take this off as well. You'll see a yellow tab down here. We're gonna flip that down. There's one on the other side, same thing. Then this plate should come out. Just like that. And just like our front plate, we're gonna flip this over and you'll have four screws to remove. So once your four screws are out, it'll just kind of pop out. When you get your new shroud in, same thing, you'll line it up. It fits really well. Flip it upside down and get your four screws back in. Then that would be how you change the rear shrouds. Now we're going to stick this rear shroud back on. You'll notice there's a cutaway. This is where your wires are going to go through. But we'll go ahead and stick that on. Try and make sure our wires are going through there. There we go, and then you'll just flip those yellow tabs back into place. And one on the other side. There we go. Now, if your Stretto has the Rehab type seating, you'll have this back plate here. Not all Strettos will have this, so you might be skipping this step. But what we're going to do to take this out is there's two black screws down here at the bottom. We're going to twist those so that they're sideways and they kind of pop out, but they're not going to fall out entirely. Once you do that, this back plate also comes out. So just like we did on the other plates, we're going to flip it over, and there's four screws here. This time they're not Phillips head screws. These are actually 2.5mm Allen screws. So we'll go ahead and take those four out. Once those four screws are out, again, just like the others, it comes out pretty easily. And when you get your new shrouds in, it's fitted pretty well, so it should just snap right in. We'll flip it over again and then put your four screws back in. Then to get this back on, make sure all your wires are kind of tucked in there. Got a little tab here. It's going to go in up top. Make sure nothing is trapped underneath here. Then these should line up. Just kind of push in on them until they eventually line up. Then you just twist them about 90 degrees. Mine's trapped on that wire. There we go. Same with this one. See, it goes in. Turn it 180 degrees, you'll hear a click, and now we're back in. The last shroud to replace is this purple one right here. So it's kind of hard to get to. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the tire off, I'm going to take this fender off. I don't believe you have to do that in order to do this. I'm doing it so that you can see what I'm doing. This will get both of these out of the way. It'll make it a lot easier. You don't have to do this step, but I'll show you how to do it just in case if you did want to. I got a little hand jack here. I'm going to stick it under the front of the unit and prop up this side. There we go. Make sure you can see it in the camera. Then I got these 5, you can use 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter. It's just a 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter socket. These come out. Then there's 2 Phillips screws right here. So that gets these kind of out of the way. So at the very least you can see the shroud now. So now we've got access to this. This is probably the trickiest one to get because you don't want to break it, but it's really stuck in there. But essentially it's got 4 tabs. One here, here, and here on the inside that are hooked underneath. So we have to unhook them. That requires us to stretch and push this shroud down. There's also a piece of Velcro right here that's pretty sturdy that's also holding it in place. So that makes this one a little bit tougher. So the back and the front are usually pretty easy. You can kind of pull down. Same right here. You might be able to see that little lip. But then I got the second one. Getting this one can be tricky. You really have to push down. You might need a screwdriver to pry it. You really have to push a lot. Then the Velcro, you got to kind of push up and break that seal. There it goes. Like I said, that one's really tricky. But you have these tabs that stick up underneath. Then you have your Velcro that's also working against you, as well as these tabs also sitting in their little grooves. So that one's pretty tricky to do. Getting it back on or getting your new shroud on, again, you're gonna line it up. And I try to do these tabs first, get them under. Same with this one, and once it's in, it'll be kind of loose. You're gonna wanna push down so that Velcro sets. And then now it's back on and secure. And then once we're done, I'll go ahead and get this back on. Then it's okay if 1 or 2 of these little tabs breaks. Like this one was already broken when it came in, but you see how it's secure? You only need about 2 of them. So then I'll just line this back up. Then I'll go ahead and stick the tire back on. You can see how I needed a lot of room to work. That's why I recommend taking the tire off. Or I guess you could try to do that around it, but it's just so much easier. Yeah. Then I'll lower my hand jack down. Then you would have to do the same thing to the other side. This has been how to change the colored shrouds on the Quantum Edge 3 Stretto. But if you have any questions on how to do this, just give us a call, or you want to order something, give us a call. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us out, and thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.